Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have 2 speeches prepared, one for Katelyn and one for Ben. And just bear with me while I talk about them, please. The first one's going to be Katelyn's speech. When a daughter is born, it changes a man's way of thinking, no longer about him, but about the family. Katelyn Nicole Hodges was born on September 7, 1995 in Round Rock, Texas. Round Rock had one of the worst storms that night, and we were actually talking about naming her Stormy because it was really bad. I knew that our girl would be a force to reckon with. Katelyn has always been a light in the darkness that people are drawn to. I mean, just look at her, just get to know her, and you love her. We had a game in our family about who's the favorite child. I simply said, Katelyn is the firstborn and my only girl. Dylan is my firstborn son, and Ethan is my baby boy. So they all held a special spot in my heart. But now there were those weeks when I specifically said one or the other was my favorite, and then you just watch them go at it. The fact of the matter is that all our kids have made us proud from their very first breath. Now our daughter loves very deeply and cares about everyone. Make no mistake, when she gets mad, she is a force to reckon with, and she gets that from her dad. You have to take the good with the bad as a whole package. So good luck, Ben. I'll be praying for you. Okay, next one's about Ben. I put, where do I start? I remember when we first met, Ben. We didn't know what to think of him at first. Us being from the South, and you know the way we are in the South, and you know how the Northerners are a little bit. Not to say anything bad, but you know, we're more hospitable and yes ma'am, no ma'am, and they're more or less direct and to the point. And that's not a bad thing, that's a good thing. Now, being a father of a daughter, it's my job to protect my little girl and take care of her. I held a high bar for some guy someday that would come along and ask for her hand in marriage. I knew that day would come one day, and I kept on looking for flaws in Ben. I really did. I even had some of my police friends actually run a report on him.
You're fucking lying, no way.
Okay, he never knew that. Okay. Anyways, as a father, you have, boxes that you want to check off when that guy comes along. And my box was pretty extensive, and here's just a little bit of what he had to check off. He had to be strong, mentally and physically. He had to be goal-driven. He had to be honest, supportive, educated, career-driven, and likes to take care of my daughter. And he just kept on marking off all the boxes, and I could not find a flaw, and it was frustrating. So I wanted to commend Ken and Janie for raising a well-rounded young man that's going to be a great addition to the family. So everyone, raise your glasses to the new Ben and Katelyn Argyle.
Well, Tony, that speech was pretty hard to follow up. All I could say is 23 years ago, when Ben was 4 years old, we were living in western Pennsylvania, a little town, and our neighbors had a motorhome. And one day, Ben was sitting behind the wheel, pretending to drive like any 4-year-old would. And John said to Ben, "Where are we going, Ben?" And Ben said, "It doesn't matter where we're going, it matters who you're with." So I think tonight It doesn't matter where you're going in life, Ben and Katelyn. It matters who you're with. And you have each other. And here's to Ben and Katelyn. Have a long, happy, healthy life together. Cheers. Love you. Love you too.
Ever since I was young, being the middle child, my sister was obviously older than me, and because of that, since the very beginning, she had always been sort of like an idol, somebody that I always put on the highest possible pedestal I ever could, because she was perfect in my eyes. And don't get me wrong, we hated each other as children. Like, anytime that my parents weren't in the house, we were screaming, or she'd be chasing me, or whatever. So we hated each other, but growing through it, whenever she left for college, that's whenever I truly realized what I had missed and what was left, like gone, and how important she really was for me. So, growing up, I watched her go through all of her experiences, all of her, pasts with different guys, and sort of like my dad said, he would always try to find the flaws in guys, and I just wouldn't accept them, because it's like, don't replace me. I have my spot in her life. I'm the man that she should care about because I'm her brother, right? And so whenever Ben came around, and he introduced himself to me, and immediately he's just this super cool dude that I can tell he obviously cares about my sister, and he cared about the things we cared about and played games with us and everything. I couldn't not like him. So to watch her go and be with a man that I truly considered to be amazing for her was an amazing experience, and I am very happy that she found somebody that can also be another idol in my life, because I can say for sure Ben is somebody that if I got to grow up to be like him, I'd be honored. So that's all I have.
I love you so much. Yeah,
Hi everyone, my name is Meredith Garcia and I am the Maid of Honor. And first off, I just want to thank the Hodgeses and the Argles for inviting us to celebrate in one of life's most special moments, an open bar. Yes, drink it up. No, but in all seriousness, congratulations guys. You guys have beautiful people going into your families, and it's just a fantastic new adventure. A fun fact is I've actually only ever met Ben 5 times in my entire life, and 2 of those times were yesterday and today. But, Katelyn and Ben started dating, and then they moved to Georgia, and then a pandemic hit, and I blinked, and we're in 2022. 23, I don't know where we are, but we're somewhere. Anywho, I got to hang out with Ben and his friends last night, and it was so awesome because I just got to see the absolute champions that they have in each other's lives, and it's so special. I mean, we have people from like 7 different states here that traveled just for these 2, so what a beautiful thing, and props to you guys for cultivating an army of people that are going to love and support you no matter what, because that is so important. So, Katelyn, I have met more than 5 times. I've known Katelyn since we were sophomores in high school. Katelyn, my husband, JJ, and I were roommates, and we went from eating 50-cent tacos from like a mystery meat dive bar to dyeing my hair in her kitchen sink to now being at each other's weddings. So it's just been so magical, and we've gone through so many changes together. We've gone through major changes, state changes, life changes, and it's just been amazing. And today we're going through an even bigger change. You guys are now married. It's just absolutely fantastic. And with that change comes a lot of choices. Today you guys chose who you're gonna eat about 20,000 meals with, your travel partner for about 100 vacations, the person that you are gonna ask, hey babe, how was your day 18,000 times, and your new best friend. If anyone had to replace my title, I'm so glad it was you, Ben. You bring Katelyn so much comfort and joy and contentment, which is really hard to find in such a crazy life, and I just feel so blessed to know you and love you both. I won't cry. I won't cry. So I'm really bad at like explaining what love feels like. I've never been able to be like, oh my God, it feels like the wind beneath my wings. It just doesn't work like that for me. But I read a poem while looking for the speech that I'd like to leave you guys with. And it says, love is many things, and sometimes we're not really sure if it even exists. But all I know is if you were to show me her soul in a photograph, I wouldn't even ask to see the others. So if we can all raise a glass to Katelyn and Ben always being able to find that photograph and having never-ending love to the Argles.
Let's keep it going out there.
Good evening, folks. For those of you I've not met, my name is Maharsi Naidu. Ben and I were on the same floor freshman year, along with many of the other groomsmen, Chandler, John, and Joe, shout out. We got to know Ben very well those years in college. There were many nights that Ben would convince his roommate, John, at the time to get Wendy's at 4 a.m., or ask me to swipe them into our campus dining hall so they could heist bagels, cream cheese, and groceries for their week. But our junior year, we learned that Ben had driven to a bakery 30 minutes away to get cannolis and a steak at a different store for a girl to woo her for Valentine's Day. That's when we saw firsthand that he treats women much better than he treats us. Most importantly, he treats them like queens. A year later, our group of friends moved into a decrepit old house, and although Ben did not buy us cannolis and steaks, Saturday mornings for us meant that Ben would crawl into our bed and we would watch Californication, American Dad, or any other television show he chose to binge that day. And living in that house, we became a family, treating each other like brothers. Fast forward to 2019, Ben invited us down for our annual trip to Austin, and we were hearing about his lovely girlfriend, Katelyn, for months. I had no doubt that Ben was treating her like the queen that she is, but we wanted to know how she was reciprocating this emotion to him. And then about an hour into the trip, Ben got food poisoning, and we were also in Katelyn's brand new apartment with no items to be seen. We offered to help take care of him, and Katelyn immediately said, no, that's my man. I'll handle that. So we began to see firsthand how she was going to take care of him. And then on the same trip, 3 of us also got food poisoning. Tough trip down. And Katelyn said promptly, well, no, Ben's boys are my boys. I'll take care of them too. That's when I knew that this girl is going to treat him right. And that's when I saw that she sees relationships in life the same way that he does. Your friends are one big family, and we're always going to be here for each other. So I'd like to raise a toast to Ben and Katelyn to finding everlasting friendship through your love and growing this friend group into one large family. We love you, and we're very happy for you.
Let's hear for the best man, everyone. Let's hear for the best man.
We love you, Hars. Amazing.